Hello again, old guy jamming here. If you happen to think about it, hit that subscribe button. You don't have to hit the bell, but it'd be cool to hit the subscribe. I'm going to see if we can get some different tones out of this Telecaster today. It's by Wylde. Super nice construction. Nice tuners, real bone nut, great electronics, super smooth joint, no joint. It's jointless. Great, stays in tune beautifully. But what I've been curious about is this copper plate I keep reading about on blogs and whatnot. So I have a set of Mexican Telecaster pickups that I may end up putting in here because I wanted something with a little less output, I think. These are, well, the bridge one seems to mimic a Texas Special more so than a older vintage style bridge. And then the neck pickup on this one just seems a little muddy to me, and you'll hear that in a second. So what we're going to do is, and this is cool because I haven't seen any comparisons of this online. I've heard it really tightens up the bottom end and does good things to the mid-range of the Telecaster bridge pickups. So what I'm going to do is set the mic up over here. I'm going to play a real short, clean selection on all three pickups, all three positions. Two pickups, but all three positions. And then we'll put some dirt on and play the same things. I'll leave everything right where it was. I'll go out in the garage. I'll put this copper plate on the bottom of this bridge pickup, and I'm going to cut the top off this one. So when you come back for the comparison, if you have a hard time figuring out which is which, this is the pickup, unmodified, and when you see it again, the pole pieces should be exposed. It should look pretty cool, but I'm hoping it brightens it up a little bit, and you'll hear what I'm talking about when we play the passages. All right, I've been accused of talking way too much, so I'm going to shut up and get to it. So I got into this a little bit, and let me show you what I've found. First of all, under the plate of this bridge pickup, we find that we already have a metal plate contacting or connected to the bottom of this pickup that's not there on this pickup. This is a stock one. This already has the base plate attached to it, so I don't think it would make any sense to attach another base plate to that. Plus, you'll notice this has one magnet and this has two magnets. It seems like I read somewhere that this would then be a ceramic pickup as opposed to an alnico or alnico, which I don't know where, and I tried to find it again, but it seems like I read that ceramic magnets use one where then the Alnico used 2 magnets, a little less powerful on both sides of the pole pieces. All right, so I don't think I'm going to do anything to this pickup because it's already got a base plate on it. And if your base plate gets too thick, it will muddy up the pickup. So I think we'll leave that alone. I also read somewhere where somebody was messing with one of these and their magnets came off. It's not a big deal. Just make sure they seat well. There'll usually be a place where they kind of click in. There's enough old glue sticking around that you'll find where they should be. They'll match up to these poles. There'll be a little place where they stick, they seat. Because these magnets came off too. The old epoxy was brittle and it ended up cracking and breaking. So just find out where they're supposed to be. If you need to run a utility knife on the bottom of the magnet to scrape off old adhesives so that they sit flat, do that. But then run a little paper or a tape, painter's tape around the edge to create a dam all the way around your magnets like this, and then just mix up some plastic bond adhesive, some 2-part epoxy that's suitable for plastic, and drip a little bit in on this end and a little bit in on that end. And you want to drip a little bit on the side here and here, you're good to go. You can come back with some nippers and trim off some of the excess, and you have a real nice fix. You don't have to worry about that. So easy to fix. If your magnets come off, don't worry about it. Now, the more interesting thing is this neck pickup. And again, it is a single bar magnet, so it may be ceramic as well. But here are the pole pieces, and there's a bunch of wax in here that I will probably remove. It's kind of firm, but when it was hot from me cutting this with my little Dremel, the wax was pretty soft. It softened up a good deal. So I will continue I'll probably trim this off with whatever, a knife, something, clean it up, and then I'll run some sort of emery cloth or abrasive or a smooth wheel around this edge to get it down and polish it up so it's nice. Looks like there's some cloth inside here. I'm not sure exactly what that'll be, but I won't take it down too far. I'd hate to get into any of the windings for sure, but this is all wax. I'll take this rim down till it's nice and flush, and it should look okay. And we'll put that one back in and see what it does for sure. But I don't think I'm going to mess with that because it's already got the base plate on it. I may put the base plate on this and stick it in, so I have a comparison. I don't know. I'm going to have to replace this probably with the original. We'll see. All right, back. We are back with the mod. Some tones. Jeez, do I need to start over? Did that bang? We are back with some tones with the mod. It turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. This is the top piece that I took off. It's very thin. I used a Dremel tool. You'll want to use a Dremel tool Probably won't even come into focus, but it's pretty thin. And if you cut down too far, you end up getting into the plastic bobbin. And but you do have a little room for error there. But be careful, you'll have to use a cutting wheel on a Dremel. You could actually probably do it with a hacksaw or a metal scrolling saw, but who wants to do that? Also, and I'm pretty happy with the tones. I think it's as chimey. I don't know if you'll pick it up over YouTube, but I feel comfortable selling my modern player now. I can put that up on the block because I'm getting some tones that I'm happy with. Tonally speaking, again, now an interesting thing that happened prior to doing this was so high because of the cap. I had it up as high as it would go, but without hitting the strings, but it determined, the output of this pickup determined how high I could set the bridge pickup because I wanted the two to be, somewhat balanced. So the cap here limits the height of this pickup, which, if you're looking for tonal congruity, limits the height of this one. So now, because I'm able to get this one higher to the strings, it is a little brighter. It's got a nice tone to it. And I'm able to raise this one. I was able to raise the bridge, and it's got a lot more bite and a lot more, I like the tone of it a lot better now too. It sounds full, whereas before it was a little light and twangy. Now it's got some gur to it. So that's a pleasant consequence of doing this mod, was being able to raise this and still have it output compatible output-wise with this one. All right, so now a few things about this. I did cut the top off, you know that, and there was a lot of wax underneath, which freaked me out at first, but you just flake it away or scrape it off. You can remelt it into the area if you want. I just chose to get rid of it. I cut the top off. I went around this edge real nice with a sanding wheel. And then notice that the sides here of the metal piece, the cap, weren't up close to the bobbin on the pickup. There was a gap between them, and that was driving me crazy. I didn't want that. So I was able to pry this off, up and off. There are some tabs, but they aren't clipped to the bobbin. They're just sitting there, but the whole thing is just sitting there and it's held with wax. So if you put it out in the sun, it'll probably just pull right off. But it didn't take much at all with a small screwdriver to start the edges up, and then the whole thing came right off, which was real nice. And then I took it and I bent it peanut shaped. I didn't use pliers or anything, but I just finessed it, kept working it a little bit until it was slightly peanut shaped. And then I put a layer of silicone on the bobbin, on the sides, right there, here, and on the bottom there. And then I slipped this back over so that when that silicone dries, it's going to be in there, keep all the different pieces from vibrating or going microphonic. It'll prevent any microphony from taking place. And it will keep, and that bending of the cover will keep the sides tight to the bobbin so there's not that gap. Now, does it look as good as the ones that are sold this way? No, it doesn't, because they're sold that way. They're manufactured like that. And this one was cut and done at home, but I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, from here, you're not going to tell. From here, you're going to wonder. Well, from here, maybe you'll wonder. From here, you're going to say, did you do this yourself? Nice job. All right. But getting this cover off and raising this so that the pole pieces are a nice distance from the string is key. And with a cover on it, you can't get it high enough for it to operate like it should. Being able to raise that allowed me to raise this, and the whole thing has better output now. I like the tone. It's not as dark compared to the bridge. It's still a little darker, but it should be a little bit less trebly. And the bridge pickup now, because I can have it higher, has a better tone as well. All right, did I say everything I wanted to say? I think so. You can do this. There will be a tonal change. I hear it. I hope it comes through on the video. If not, you'll have to take my word for it. But I think it will. I think you'll hear the difference. And so I'm happy. You're happy. We're all happy. Old Guy Jammin' is out. See you next time.